compared with the, oh no, not compared, combined with the mods, it was a devastating start for the opposing team to handle.
Okay, this is not the kind of bans that I was hoping for, but of course these are the meta bans, right? And of course this leaves us with the Dharma in the hands of Wawa. This comes from the bans on Mai Shiranui, Dolia from the side of Falcons, and on the side of Vitality, they're taking out the Diadea as well as the Musashi. Dharma back in the hands of Wawa. What are we feeling about this?
Yeah, it has been a great setup on how he wanted to take all the possible situations in the wrong times that he can get out in the opposing team. The positioning on how he does with the wraparound plays that he wanted to do against the opposing teams is really on point. Could be the sacrifice of his life, but in times of like he needs to make a play, he does it.
Yeah, I mean, the Dharma right now, this is the 30th game of KC 2024, and this is his 22nd appearance in this tournament so far. So it is a prio pick, and it is a pick that either Wawa or 90 are fantastic at. But then if you look over the side of Team Vitality, Hu1 is now coming through a total of 29 times out of 30 matches. Whether that's picked or banned, she is here. Maybe a little bit too busy being the observer of the tournament, but she still makes it onto the gorge.
Yeah, it's all about how the metas worked around about these teams, right? Like the Lady Sun, it's all about targeting the roamers that can pair good with. But so far, I think a Falcon is gonna go straight up with the Lady Sun and the Dun as well, which could be great advisors in terms of like getting those setups and having the main front line just in case things can go wrong. The early, yeah, it's a good ban for Vitality because Falcon right now doesn't have any marksmen just yet.
Yeah, it's a tough one, right? At the same time, they also have the best complements and synergy. That's going to be the Ming and Lady Sun combo. So Vitality, they start this draft off pretty strongly. We kind of see the damage that can be done, right? At the same time, the Mayin ban is going to come through. And this is a good ban because it kind of ends that potential counter, especially when Wawa gets his hands onto the other members of Vitality as well.
Yeah, one growing appearance too, to add how Blam computed every best possible method there is. The Lady Zhen has been a great advantage against the Ming and the Lady Sun combo. That backline defense, yeah, you can't escape such triple kind of a magic burst effect. And especially with teamfight, we've seen how the mid lane quickly adjusted throughout the first minute to aid the farm lane most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, we see a lot of bands here that's focused around Bobby, right? We have the Ali and the Lung, but what we don't have is the focus around Clue. Yes, we do see that Team Vitality have the next chance to pick it, but hey, they still need the support on the side of Team Falcons. And what was his MVP performance? Which hero did he go for? The Zhongfei.
Yeah, the Beast unleashing all of its rage, right? So I think that's one of the signature picks for Clue. I would be thinking that they will probably go for it. No, actually, they bring out the Meng Ya as well. Now, guys, I know we are all very curious and very excited to have our hands on Meng Ya as well. Only released on the 19th of October in your region. But of course, our professional players get first taste.
Yeah, and also downstairs where you can actually experience the Meng Ya, but this with the Sunbin as well, this is nice, or even a great silence buff for Falcons just in case they want to go dive and Vitality wants to go dive in team fights.
Okay, so they actually need to get the burst in, right? Because the way that Meng Ya operates, the more rage he builds, he will have lifesteal once his bar is full. So Vitality will do well for themselves to try and initiate a burst competition. Right now, my main concern for Vitality is they don't have stuns, but Shangguang is going to solve that problem. It's a signature specialty by Highland.
I mean, we can kind of see here for the side of Falcons, they want to go for the complete sort of like disengage mechanic from the Sunbin. Obviously, time lapse coming through, able to silence. So it's going to be trying to be used as a counter to the Shangguang, right? So she doesn't get able to proc that final stroke. They're able to get away, and from a very safe distance, they're able to clump together. And then obviously Shangguang becomes a little bit less effective.
Okay, they have taken the first steps. It is everything set in stone. Now it's up to the players to see if they can destroy each other.
Yeah, let's find out, because this kind of draft, I'm leaning towards Vitality for this one, and that last pick really changes everything, man. Like you mentioned about the Sunbin having a great team buff and deny crowd controls, but how's that going to work with the Shangguang if he gets the right snowball?
Yeah, you know, you can't stop the dashes. You can't stop the ultimate. It just delays the inevitable at this point.
And that's what I think we wanted to see. Like, how will Falcon address this kind of problem? And we're seeing a bit of an early invade up top here. I think one of the things that they said, City Boy, they know that the red is going to be taken slowly. So a bit of an early meetup here right now.
Oh, yes, FF a little bit too lost for words. He tries to go for the red because we know Yuan prioritizes the Azure Golem, but he gets caught out, trying to be a little bit risky, trying to be too greedy for himself.
Yeah, it's a bit of an early decision-making for Falcon to just go ahead and steal that right away. Just seeing the fact that everybody's just there, and they knew what already was coming by Vitality.
Yep, definitely got read like a book there. Time to go to the library, guys, because at this point, Vitality just has too much knowledge on the way that Falcon wants to execute this game.
I think execution is one of the things that Falcon needs to do from the start to finish, because from the games that we saw in their matchup with Nova, we kept on going back on how the performance went. It's always about how they get that momentum back in their hands. Because this kind of lineup right now, yes, you have the Lady Jean not yet hit level 4, and this will really test on how this Mongya will work in their lineup. Yes, we know how it's going to work with their own basic attack and with unlimited. Like, throughout the games it's going to play, now it's just continuous CDR. But that kind of situation that Mongya has in his toolkit will be tested against this Ming and Lady Sun.
Yep, especially when you're falling behind. I don't think Mongya is going to be very survivable, right? It's great for the Mongya when he has the lead, or maybe even at even farm. But at this point, right now, Shanks is going to be ahead by just, hang on, it's not even ahead.
Yeah, half HP on Clue as well. Like, to add more thing on that Mongya, right? If you're Mongya, you really want to go with like a higher continuous poke on your damage to amplify that rage, and especially that HP generation. But if he doesn't have that, it's kind of like a pressure thing that they can go in their heads that they need to make a play.
Yeah, you know, talking about making plays, right now it looks like Vitality, they want to make one as well, but he has been spotted out by Falcons, and it looks like it will be deterred at this point.
Look at the positioning though. Island already here for the farm lane as well. It's like a 3-on-3 meetup here.
Yep. It is going to be the end of that aggression in the mid lane as well. Jungler for jungler. City Boy against FF. Just staring each other down. But if in terms of farm, City Boy doing a little bit better for himself.
Speaking of which, City Boy now onto this Yuan. I can't imagine how the AoE is going to work here for Vitality. You have growing lead, yes, almost like 1k here. But looking at this progress that VIT has, it's mostly on the AoE team fights and how 90 could be the only one here to go into the back line, which is the most crucial way where Bobby can position. Could be a game-changing factor for VIT.
Yeah, at this point, Bobby, he will do well for himself not to overextend, right? Right now, actually the range that Vitality has to be able to catch the opponents is quite big. Highland.
Is it going to be the finishing stroke? Not enough to take down FF just yet, but hey, a few more items, Highland will be there.
He is level 5. He's one level under FF, and he was dealing the damage against him.
Yeah, we were kind of feeling that. Slowly, VIT is putting on pressure here on the farm lane, and we want to see how will they address this kind of situation. We've seen some games like you either let the opponent get all the objectives. It's more likely like a situation where you can stop a moving snowball from the top of the mountain.
Oh yeah, for sure. And at this point, it looks like the pressure finally going to pay off for the side of Vitality. The bot T1 looking a little shaky at this point.
Okay, it's a bit of a different perspective here on where do you want to put pressure. They have the Tyrant buff just now for VIT, so at any moment that they want to take advantage of like a gank, this could start everything like this.
Oh, the Death on Sunset lands onto 3 of them, but he's going to be 90, taking too much damage. Oh, he escapes the wind rush there, but right now, City Boy was into the back of the team fight, but wasn't able to get a single blood for Team Vitality. Falcons playing that disengage very well.
Yep, 90 cheats death there, and how important is it to maintain this lead? It's only 1 kill that is the difference between both of these teams.
Yeah, I think the one thing also that 90 saw there, he know what the damage could come from now, from the early game of Falcon. It's mainly because either he wants to force or pop up something from the other side of the team, because right now he had the pickup of the Blazing Cape. He has more ways to deal with frontline engages that could be a winning satisfaction on how they wanted to do the team fights in the later stage of the game. Now we're heading for a pause and a bit of a breather here for this one.
Yeah, you know, at this point, Vitality definitely in the driver's seat, but not really fully in control just yet. Close to about a 2,000 goal lead. Any thoughts on how this game will progress?
I mean, we kind of got to wait for either Shanks or Bobby to get ahead with the gold, right? The last time I checked the itemization and the gold difference, Shanks wasn't that far ahead, considering that that's where the Lady Sun needs to be, right? They need the resources going into the Lady Sun so she can activate a lot quicker, and then that matchup down into the farm lane becomes way easier for Team Vitality.
Okay, there's one thing that is bubbling under, and that's Highland, right? We have already seen the damage he's dealing to FF using that finishing stroke. Once he gets his itemization up, maybe midway, I think it could be the difference maker and the addition of the true damage potential on this side of Team Vitality.
Yeah, man,
Winter,
certainly, yeah.
flashing some smiles.
Yeah, and I think Team Vitality today really had a good start, like in their breakfast, on how they just completely had a great reset after the losses from the first match. I think they're feeling good about this one, because if you want to go back on how Highland could be the start of damage and momentum here. Yep, right about the items, starting with the first one. If they go with the Scepter of Reverberation first, or even the 7th Wrath, that could mean a force out of the lineup of Team Falcon. Again, we've seen the Mangya can do wonders to HP regen, but what if, with the combination of layering with the Desert Sunset plus that finishing stroke, that could force something out of that back line?
Yep, there's two major items that will hit this mark and make it hurt. And that's going to be the Void Staff along with the Breakthrough Road. The Magic Pierce is the one that's going to take FF's lives away.
Okay, quite close here for FF, a little bit too close to call, but right now they're trying to take a 4v1 dive. FF is able to get out there, stay alive, but that is a different means for that T1 up into the Clash lane. He gets taken down.
Well, Falcon is just all over the place. VIT is completely taking bot lane towers from up top. T1 completely gone now, getting for the T2 as well. Looking at the coverage of this pressure from VIT here.
Yep, with the snap of the fingers, that's 2 towers gone in a space of 30 seconds.
6 minutes. I think this will force Falcon to be more secure on their own objectives and resources here, because there's nothing left on the map. Probably going to do his team fight, but can they hold it though?
FF a clue in there. It's still, it seems to be a bit of an ammo here for FF. He's always just a little bit too far ahead. Away from his teammates. He's only Dune. He can only soak so much damage and do so much as well.
Yeah, he has doing too much.
Yes, he is doing too much.
Yeah, he is doing too far, or something like that. But I'm getting you guys. Like, at this point, Falcon, we have waves pushing in up top and also from down bottom. They need to prioritize what they want to do now, because objectives are really open for VIT as of this moment. But from this, what we can see, they're using this as probably a diversion or a bait, because they know that Falcon wants these resources and maybe get a turret out. But my goodness, another T2 taken out of Falcon.
Yep, that's 4 towers in the space of 7 minutes, and you can see, right, this is the difference between a good team and a great team. Making sure that every little space they acquire is going to be used to its maximum effect.
Yeah, since we have you on here in the official observer of HOK Championships, this is the basic combo. You have the AoE, you have the burst, and you have more empowered basic. That's for those of you trying you and now at your homes and your ranked games. Go ahead and do it, because right now you can get an amazing skin with it. But in this, VIT has the Yuan, they have the AoE, they have more ways to force back on the Falcon. So this is the question, can the defenses hold once a VIT strikes from now on?
Probably not, right? If you take a look at Shanks, he's already at level 11. City Boy
going in with the engage. The Undying Sorrow comes through just to bait a little bit more of the skills. We see Mangya's ultimate come through as well. The missiles are trying to connect onto the back line. We see that Team Vitality take another T1. And it's the most important one. It's the one in the mid lane. FF has to come together with his teammates to deny that finishing stroke. But Wawa gets into the thick of it, claiming it. Death on Sunset, quite coming in there. Knock up onto FF. That's a kill. Going over the Shanks. Very important that the resources are going in the right direction. Wawa throwing fists at City Boy. The Undying Sorrow comes through once more. That is going to be the resolving part of that team fight.
Yeah, it looks like Vitalis took a different turn. Like, I was expecting like kind of like a suppressed kind of sandwich play, but it was a different move.
Yep, and there's a good reason, right? If you take a look at what's happening on the map right now, Falcon's struggling because they have to defend the T3 on the top and the T2 on the mid as well. I was confused at first, right? We were kind of like flabbergasted why why is Vitality not taking this fight? Shanks is so strong.
Yeah.
And this is a game of bases. It's not about the kills.
Okay, I get you, man. So play with the map, and this is what the problem of Falcon is now needs to address, because you're looking for waves pushing in your base, and they know how to ice. It was Highland who was the first to go down. Good thing that VIT has more ways to wrap around quicker for recovery, because if they didn't get any trade at all, it could be something else. Look at the damage.
Oh, City Boy. Be careful.
Popping up, man. Already popping up on this Mungya. We have the Eternity Blaze, we have the Doomsday, or the Shadow Ripper as well. Not the Doomsday. 2 items in for this Mungya. So as the third one goes, this is gonna hurt, but they need to have great defense as well.
Okay, so FF, he just got his hands on the Blazing Cape. This is going to provide a little bit more in terms of NT regen, right? But Vitality, once again, Shanks now level 13. He is 2 levels ahead on majority of the cast on the side of Falcons. 1 level ahead of Bobby, which means he's gonna deal a ton of damage.
Speaking of damage here, I want to see how Clue can shine, right? This Sunbin pick, I'm really curious on how when will be the right play to strike, because for VIT, you have more ways to deal with it. You have sustained extended teams that you can go for. Either 90 goes in with Death at Sunset and how Highland could do a fall. We've seen that a few moments ago, but for the Sunbin or the Roma Falcon, we need to see him shine for this one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Clue so far hasn't had an opening to the side of Vitality, and it's a tough one for them, because right now, Vitality, after taking a Tyrant, they are looking for a fight, I guarantee you.
Yes, looking for a fight. This could be hit. We have the Death on Sunset come through a little bit too early for 90. He does able to flash out of there. Highland is in. The finishing stroke comes through onto Ray. Goes down. So that is the Lady Gen going out. No more destructive deluge for now. 90 retreats up into the Clash lane to get a bit more of a macro here. But it looks like the whole of T Vitality looking to push this T2. They secure it as well.
I really love how 90 literally called the party in from Vitality. They know they're coming from the Tyrant, but with that kind of distraction he just made Falcon stay in their own camp. Yeah, Eyes on Wawa as well. Now he's the one making the plays, right? In the previous games that they had. Now we need to see these two, how to make a difference in the team fights that Vitality has been doing since minute 5.
Yep, it's important, right? We have seen so many Dharma plays yesterday that it's really critical that we take a look at what Wawa is doing. And he has found immense success yesterday. Vitality have not been punished just yet, right? But Falcons, they also have to be really careful about taking steps into the brushes, because as of now, any mistake is going to be a game-ending one, probably.
Yeah, one thing also to note here, like how 90 has been the one who's dictating where Falcon should go. He has been leaving crumbs from top lane a few minutes ago, now down bottom. There's so much information. Falcon has no clue where VIT's headed. They have left the Overlord for so long, and they were waiting for the right moment. They have been distracting them, putting so much diversion attention right onto across the map. Now they have taken this objective free. Shadow Overlord taken by Shanks.
Yep, it's going to be the calm before the storm at this point. Vitality, they are on the cusp of victory. All they have to do is to win one big team fight.
Yeah, I think that could mean something out of Falcon right now. The lead's slowly growing, and they need to stop doing this. They need to commit to something else.
Yep, the Moon Slash does come through there for 90 for now, but it doesn't look like they're going to go for engage just yet. 90 still has the Death on Sunset. Looks pretty low, so he's not going to use it just yet, but who is into the thick of it? It is Highland having to use the finishing stroke just as a defensive measure. We aren't going to be seeing any blood again at these higher ground turrets, but man, that Clash Lane one looking brutally battered.
Yep, so if you take a look at the way that Vitality plays, the draft, the roster they have is such a hit and run composition, right? They can poke and they can decide whether they want to truly commit or not. At any point in time, the finishing stroke can be used as an escape mechanism as well. So Falcon, this is a tight spot to be in, right? Caught in between a rock and a hard place once again.
This is the question. How can they defend? Like, how can they even catch members of VIT right now? As you've mentioned, they have more ways to go in and out, poke something. Highland has been doing it. He has the Frenzy as well. So the moment he goes in, the high peel damage that can go from the stroke is automatic half HP right away from Falcon, and they have no ways to recover right away. So the reaction time needs to be more quicker from Falcon.
Yeah. Falcon now, I think, they have to try and figure out a way to drag the game, right? Because at 13 minutes, this level differential is too much. They're about 2 levels behind everyone.
Okay, there's so much problem being presented at the table here. Like, they have taken 2 turrets, yes, from VIT, but somehow VIT managed to get every possible resource there is, and looking at 90 positions himself across the map gives so much data right now, and he just literally says, Vitality, go ahead, take what's there, and now they completely go aggressive on someone who's missing across the map.
Okay, so if we take a look at Bobby, right? He is the win condition at this point. He is starting to hurt. And with the Sun Chaser, he does have that extra range. But they have to somehow force Vitality to overcommit.
Okay, find a window of mistake. The only one they can, that moment can happen is they miss the point of who to target from Falcon. They need to have a way to go for a comeback, like counterplay, because they have more ways to do so. I want the Sunbeam to shine out. Clue needs to have an advantage here, even for WoW. We haven't seen that combo just yet. So at moments that they need to commit, they need to do so, because now the map is slowly closing in favor of VIT.
Yep, they're definitely covering all the angles that, you know, Wawa is going to be looking for, right? I think we have to give commendations to 90. He has done a very good job of scouring the map to make sure he knows where exactly Wawa is going to try and come from. And right now, Falcons, you can see they're suffocating, right? Because the pressure is mounting, it's building. They've already lost the T3. It's going to get harder from here.
Oh yeah, just by looking at the items here with the lead slowly building up, almost 9k for VIT. Yeah, this is a happy, very happy Lady Sun. 3-0, you have the Shadow Ripper, even the 3 most important ways to deal damage, especially the Daybreaker, adding it for a defense as well with the Ominous Premonition. So with this kind of a 4-5 item lock pick here for the Lady Sun, more answer to the defense, especially the aggressiveness of damage. Another objective freely taken by VIT once more.
Yeah, but at this point, they have to find a killing blow, right? And, you know, if you take a look at Highland's itemization, he's actually building in towards the Glacial Buckler as well. He needs that 20%, so he can dive in and out even faster, even more.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing the struggle here of the lineup of Falcon. Wawa, now he has more advantage to take over for an opening, but now almost half HP. Look at that peel.
Oh, the Dying Sorrow is going to bait them. We do have Highland going into the thick of it there with the finishing stroke, but he's going to get knocked out by Ray. The destructive deluge comes through, but it opens up the high ground turret into the mid lane. So a trade for Highland for a high ground turret is a good trade at this point, because right now, Falcons are struggling to defend their base.
Highland has always been the one since like mid-game that he's the one to like dive in and then force everything out on Falcon. They're pulling Falcon out of the base for a team fight, but now they just don't want to commit to anything. With that kind of mistake that VIT can do in the latest stage of the game could mean something, right? Going back for a replay, he dive in. We see the peel with a stun that Ray had. It was a complete crowd control slow, so they need to prevent that from happening because they want to put the team fight in the base there.
Okay, this is not the first time it's happened. So it feels like to me, the pattern recognition for Falcons is they're actually waiting for Highland to dive in and just overextend. Once they get the kill, they have the numbers advantage. But that's only one part of the problem, right?
Yeah.
They have not found a way to identify how to catch Shanks yet.
Yeah, exactly, man. That was a good thing to observe. Like this kind of moment, 90.
Wawa, as 90 goes to check the bush for his teammates, he does fall down thanks to Wawa on the Dharma.
Okay, so we call Falcons the new team of Phoenixes, right? They are able to rise from the ashes once again and again. Here we go, FF.
Oh, speaking of rising from the ashes, more like burning in cinders. FF goes down right now. It is going to be trade for City Boy Highland as well. It is a 2-2 trade also going over to Shanks. So more and more gold is going over to the Lady Sun for now.
Yeah, we've been talking about the mistake that VIT can commit, and Falcon literally waited for the moment. The minions pushing it up top, though. They need to defend.
Yep, and easy, right? Yeah, for Ray, it's a short job. More importantly, they secure the neutral objectives, and this is going to be a start of a potential comeback because we're 2 minutes away from the Tempest Dragon, the true 50-50 state. Okay, going back on this replay, they have taken FPS, but Wawa on the right position. Hey, he got like 2 out of that situation, and that paved way for Falcon to take over the mistake that VIT did. Now,
man, they need to hold on to how they started here.
Yep. I don't know whether this is luck or this is just pure telegraphing of the fight, but you will never find Shanks and Winter near the wall at any point of time, right? Wawa is unable to get the troop and bang them into the walls itself.
Yeah, they know how to position. They know how the counterplay works with Falcon.
Oh, I mean,
prevent that.
there with the fantastic, the use of his ultimate gives the vision over to the side of Falcons, but that is going to be Shanks for another kill. That is a 2-1 trade, 3-1 trade. Wawa is trying to make something out of nothing. He's making lemonade, but without the lemons. 90 is trying to race down and finish Ray as we see the most of vitality in that mid lane. Look at the closeout game 2. We see here that Falcons fly a little bit too close to the sun and their vitality is none.
It's going to be the burning of their wings here. So Vitality, they were putting on the pressure. And finally, after 18.5 minutes, Team Falcons crumble, taken out of the skies.
It was a tactical sacrifice and a pull. Again, they were waiting for Team Falcon to go out the base. And with that kind of sacrifice, again, we were kind of thinking, was that luck? Did they plan it? Was that a miscommunication from Vitality? But that kind of pressure that they did to pull Falcon out of the base was a complete way of distracting them to take them on for a fight. And that last call that 90 did